Welcome back, traders, and today we're going to be using an all-shadow team, highlighting Shadow Charizard. So initially for this one here, I did evolve it during its second community day for Dragon Breath. I did later on TM it away, and I did use an Elite TM to get Blast Burn, so we had two community day moves on it, but I wanted Fire Spin, so we put it back. Yeah, it is what it is. And of course, we're going to have Dragon Claw. We're going to be pairing it up with Gramble, Lapras, and Shadow Machamp. I don't know why I said Shadow Machamp, because they're all going to be Shadow. I had a blast with this thing, and at this point, I don't care what rank I am. I don't care. Half these people are legends, and we're just having a little fun. I have nothing to prove. Who cares? Don't make me bust out another Heisenberg team. Anyways, I have another thing to announce here in just a moment, and that is going to be my other channel. I have several of them. Actually, I had more than I thought. I think I have like 4. One's like 2,000 and another with like 4,000. And then the one that I'm about to show you that has only like 42 at the moment. And what I'm going to be doing with that channel is actually uploading my Digimon V-Pets and just showing you my collection. I'm playing with these things like constantly. It's a weird obsession hobby that I have going on over here. They can get very expensive, and you know, it's going to be kind of nice to have a guide on which ones to buy and just, you know, showing you what I like to do with these things, as well as connecting them to a thing called the DCOM to battle other people online. Because back in the day when you're a kid, you could only, battle the people who had one in your exact, area right in front of you. There's no connecting it to the internet. So we'll get into the commentary. Here's a little image of it. It was actually called TA Pokey AK, because our little group was called TA Tamer Alliance back in the day. And man, good old times. You could actually see the links on this channel to my old Facebook page that I did have. I had one that was stolen. We're not even going to get into that one, and we just made another one that surpassed the other one in likes anyways. So yeah, make sure you go over there, subscribe if you're interested in Digimon V-Pets. But with that said, I mean, I'm serious. Some of these things can get up to like $400, and I'm working my way up to those. That's a lot of money. It's like, what's the deal? Why are they so expensive? I'll talk about that more. We'll stop it now. We'll save it for the channel. And yeah, like I said, go over there. I'll leave a link down below so you can subscribe if you're interested in that. So with that said, let's get into the commentary here for these battles with the all-shadow team. Another thing to mention is I am going to be going into Open Ultra for several battles, and then eventually I just go back. It's going to be kind of hard to tell when I stop. We'll see. I think the last one is like Cresselia, but it was to the point where I started getting hard countered by like all legendary teams. And if that's perfectly fine. That's why you're in the Open Ultra. I'm not complaining about that. It's just like, a shadow team, all legendaries. Let's just go into the Premier. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Of course, Shadow Gramble is just a disgusting beast, but we're working with an all shadow team. I got to have a little bit of oomph here. So let's go ahead and start talking about these battles. Swapping into Charizard. This is horrible. Yep. Getting hit by a Brave. I'm pretty sure we lose this one here. Once that thing gets vamped up, it's over. But they're swapping and giving me kind of a glimpse of hope, but not really too much, because Swampert is going to be able to outpace us as far as the Hydro Cannon is concerned, and we're Shadow, so we're going to be going down very fast here. So the only hope that I do have is, never mind, I was going to say they go for Hydro Cannon and we can farm down, but that's not happening. And unfortunately, we're not able to get to a crunch. I think that would have done it, but we're taking a loss there and moving on to the next battle. Good game, and we're going to be met with a Politoed here. This is fine. So long as it's not matched up with the Charizard, we're going to be looking just great. Now, if you do have a Charizard and you do use it, Dragon Breath is also good. I'm not saying it isn't. I just prefer Fire Spin for coverage up against specific types. Now, another thing to talk about, sorry to step away from the commentary, but let's go ahead and say this, is this team doesn't necessarily cover its weaknesses. What we have going on is going to be them covering different types as far as their moves are concerned. So something that the Gramble is not going to be strong against with its moves, we have the Machamp to cover it. So basically, I mean, when we have Gramble in the lead, I think we swap it out. Gramble is going to be weak to Steel, right? So Poison, there's nothing really to cover that. Charizard is going to be resisting Steel, but that's just going to happen when you have all these different types of combinations of Pokemon. Something's going to help counter or protect it from something. So just take note of that. I'm aware. A long explanation, right? So up against this Umbreon here, we're going to shield up the foul play. Charizard is so fun. Man, this thing is just fun. I haven't used it in a while. I just decided, you know what? Let's just all Shadow. Let's do that today. So we're going to be getting a shield out of them and going for another Dragon Claw, which will take them out. Yo, almost. We're going to have a simultaneous swap. They're going into Cresselia. Yeah, this is the last one here. Shadow Machamp, come on, buddy. You can do it. Up against this beast over here. Don't think it's going to be quite happening. And going down here, in comes Charizard. And we're going to be taking another loss, unfortunately. And this is where I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and go into the Premier Ultra, and we'll see what we can do there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Met with a Galvantula. This is a great lead. Resisting bug type moves. So we got to call it correctly. Are they going to go for lunge or discharge? Honestly, I don't want to gamble on it, so we're just going to shield it up. They do go for the lunge to lower our attack, swapping into an Abomasnow, up a shield on us, and we're going to go ahead and bring in that Machamp. And this is a good matchup here. Abomasnow is going to be hurting us quite a bit. It's, you know, Weather Ball is a very strong move, very spammy as well. And there it goes, doing a ton of damage to us. Now, at this point, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and let it go. And we'll just bring in the Charizard to farm it down. Or, yeah, it doesn't look like we have the Charizard right now. So I do. There's going to be 2 battles in which we don't have it. Oops, still all Shadow. Showcase Charizard, it's not even here. Anyways, we're going to farm that thing down. We're still holding on to a shield and a bunch of energy, bringing in that Galvantula here. This is obviously not a good matchup for us. We're taking them down. What do they have it back? It's going to be a Swampert. Bringing in the Gramble. Going to go ahead and go for Crunch here. So I don't know what the point was for this. To just not lower our stats, I suppose. They're farming up a crazy amount. So we're going to go ahead and just let the Gramble go down. Bring in the Lapras. Seeing that they are shieldless, we are going to go ahead and shield up this one. We should be able to make it to a Surf and take out this Swampert with our Shadow Lapras. We'll bring that Charizard back. I forgot to mention we're going to be excluding it for a moment. At the time I wasn't thinking Charizard video. We just ended up using it a bunch, and so it just turned out to be that way. Next battle, we're met with a great lead, and Charizard is back at it, and we have a great swap here. But these Weather Balls, wow, did you see that ridiculous amount of damage? Absolutely incredible. So bringing in that Talonflame, we're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw. Now, Blast Burn will do more, but I figure they're going to shield it up. I thought I may be able to get to another Dragon Claw, but unfortunately not. Now we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, or technically a rock and a Talonflame, right? So we're going to go ahead and shield this up, not knowing if they're going to go for Brave Bird. Figure they'd go for Flame Charge here. I guess we're just going to go Rock Slide. They have to call this correctly, and they didn't, all right? So it's not the fact that they didn't know what they're doing or they're a noob or anything, obviously not, because they have been a legend before. They had to call whether or not I was going to bait them, and a lot of times in that situation, when somebody has a shield left and you need it, they go for the bait, but we didn't. Anyways, next battle, we're met with a horrible lead, and that's going to be Gengar. It is going to be part poison, as you know. Charm is going to be resisted by it, but it doesn't matter. Shadow Charm. Actually, yeah, Charm. Shadow Charm is just ridiculous. As you can see, double shielding it. You saw that Gengar like freeze for a moment. I'm sure it was just a visual thing, but it was almost as if like, I can't believe they just double shielded the Gramble. What is he doing? It's funny. Sometimes they have that kind of a reaction in your mind, I suppose. Anyways, bringing in the Charizard here, shieldless, and they're going for a Body Slam. Now, why not bring in Machamp? Because we're squishy. At least we're going to have to, force them to go Body Slam at this point. And we're going to be able to put in some damage before we do go down and get that last shield. And now, Machamp can survive a Body Slam and farm this thing down. And once it does do this, we're going to have a lot of energy with no shields on their end. Let's see what's going to happen here. Going for that Body Slam, and they're swapping into their own Machamp. We're going to be able to get this off, bring in our Gramble, and we have enough health to take this thing out here. But they're going to get to their charge move, which is great. They're using their energy. We throw back in our Machamp, and we're looking just perfect. Now, if this Snorlax has a Body Slam, all right, we're not even going to farm down. We're just going to go ahead and hit this to get it over with before, you know what, a Body Slam comes our way. So good game there. Awesome. Moving on to our next opponent here, folks. What is it going to be? Leading with the Gramble, we're met with a Alolan Ninetales with Charm. So we've got the Charm down here. Who charms better? Well, here's the thing. We're doing more damage, but we are also squishier. So technically, it's almost like evening out here. We're able to get a sneak one in there. Did you see that? So that's pretty nice. And they're staying still for a second, but we're able to get it through. More damage adding up. So here's the thing. When it comes down to it, if you feel like you're going to be able to take them out with quick moves, but you feel like you also want to get out that charge move, maybe it might be a good idea to not get that charge move off, because you're going to be able to sneak in an extra quick move, which could have, determined the outcome of that specific matchup. Up against the Mandibuzz here, we're going to go ahead and do some damage before swapping into Machamp and farming down. Yeah, let's go. We're doing that. We're going to go ahead and go straight with the Cross Chop here onto the Scrafty that they have in the back. I mean, this is already a win. We know this. So we're just going to go ahead and continue on here with our good old trusty Shadow Machamp, one of the best for the Ultra League, Premier or Open. I mean, this thing's amazing. Now, if you run Foul Play, or should I say, not Foul Play, Payback. I don't know why I spaced that out. It's a Community Day move. Instead of Rock Slide is what I would suggest. You know, it could be some crazy good stuff. You can catch your opponents off by surprise. So for the next battle, we're met with a Lapras here. And we're charming away, doing a ton of damage to the tanky Lapras. Going for a Surf, but they definitely did build up extra energy. That was not their, you know, they're not just getting to their first Surf there. And there it is exactly. For the next one here, we've already used one shield. We're going to maybe survive this. Barely getting in a few more charms. As much as I wanted to swap and try to counter down, it's better off to just let them take me out, because now we can swap if we need to, or we're not locked in here, right? They're going to be bringing in their own Machamp, so there's something back there that does not want to see this thing. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get this off here. A few more, and swap. I was trying to catch a Cross Chop, but this is absolutely a Rock Slide. They were definitely aware of this. So unfortunately, we got to use that last shield. And they have a Dragonite in the back. So, you know, I guess it doesn't want to see a Machamp because of Rock Slide. But they didn't respect the Dragon Claw Shadow from Charizard, non-stab. So that's what happens. All right, so I'm not trying to rub it in their face. I'm just saying, you never know. Sometimes you just underestimate. You don't expect a specific Pokemon that you haven't really seen too often to do as much damage as they're doing. And I think that's what happened there. Next battle, we have a horrible lead up against an Altaria. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Charizard here. And if we get a Dragon Claw through, it's non-stab, but it's Shadow. All right, it does a lot of damage. Okay. And our Fire Spin is resisted. If we had Dragon Breath, well, this would be a whole lot different situation. They're going to be going into their Machamp. This is great. We're resisting the counter damage. Sounds good to me. We do have the... Oh, never mind. I thought we had the Lapras. Looks like we're going with the Gramble, Machamp, and Charizard combo. I felt like this was pretty good for me here. Just switching it on and off with the Lapras. So at this point, yeah, it's going to be Gramble time. I was contemplating going in with Machamp, but I'd rather not take a charge move to the face and farm down with 2. All right, that was ridiculous. Chunk it away like crazy. Bringing back the Altaria. Wow. They must have, what, another fighter in the back? A Dark type? Something like that, because he's bringing an Altaria and then backed out. Well, good game. I would have loved to see what's in the back. Into the next battle, we're going to be met with a Ninetales with our Machamp. Switching up those leads every now and again. And it does have Powdered Snow, so we're going to go ahead and just hold our ground here. Building up to the Rock Slide and going for the Cross Chop, and they're calling it. It always happens like that. If I build up to the Rock Slide and I go for the Rock Slide, then they shield it up. You already know how it goes. All right, so they're going for the Weather Ball there. We're going to get off another Cross Chop here. Now, at this point, it will KO. I mean, obviously. Now, we're going to let it go. We will survive, and we will be able to farm down. I was just worried that they might swap to take us out before we are able to use this energy. They're bringing in a Jellicent, so we're going to go ahead and just go for the Rock Slide here and hold our ground. Just stay here. There's no point in swapping because we would have been locked. They would have countered us. We're going to go ahead and go in here with the Gramble. Figured they were going to throw a Shadow Ball here, but we got to hold on to that shield. Charizard, I believe in you. I believe you can do something for whatever's in the back. If it has a shield, I mean, it's going to be looking great. Going to go ahead and get off this close combat, which is going to force a shield. Instantly swap into Charizard. Let's go. Let's get to that Blast Burn. And this is a beautiful matchup here. Easily going to shield this up. This is going to be a Rock Slide. And Blast Bird for the win. Charizard's putting in that work. Such a classic Pokemon. I understand some people don't like it because it is overhyped, but it is simply a classic design. I mean, if there was any, like, an example of Earth, show me a fantasy creature, I mean, Charizard would probably be on one of the top charts for that category. Anyway, next battle, we have a horrible lead up against Roserade. Oh, we know all about that. That Poison Jab Weather Ball thing is just nasty. So we are going to be losing this. Still have 2 shields. They're swapping into their Umbreon and locking themselves. Swap and lock it. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our Swap and Lock Gramble Charm. We discussed how we would be able to melt the... is that level 50? No, it's not. It's not level 50. But it is XL to some degree. Doesn't matter. We're still melting it away. And we're able to go for the Crunch here, saving that energy. We still have 2 shields. Great. And now we're going to go ahead and bring in Charizard. Now, I think we may shield this up, thinking it might be a Sludge Bomb. It is just a Weather Ball, but I don't care. and it's perfectly fine here. They have a Scrafty in the back. We're simply going to go for the Blast Burn, and Charizard's going to be able to pull this off for us here. This is our last Pokemon, and Shield again. There's no need to flex here. Yeah, I figured it was power up. So they got off their charge and backed out. All right, good game. Thank you, Charizard and team. Man, this thing is so fun to use. Let's keep it going here, folks. And we're going to be met with an Abomasnow, starting it off with Machamp. Great, and they're swapping into their Machamp themselves. Count the charms. That was 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4 that went through. Now it's down. It's down. Or was that 3? Was that 3 charms? Man, that's insane. So they're going to be coming in here and farming us down, which is fine. Contemplating what I should go in here with, because Charizard's going to take a lot of damage. I mean, so is Machamp, but we're going to go ahead and shield up that first one and then farm it down. They have 2 shields. What do they have in the back? It's going to be a Kingdra. Simple. Let's get it. So Dragon Claw, swap into Machamp. Start putting on the pressure. Charizard in the back. Still has a bunch of health. Yeah, the Kingdra resists fire quite a bit because of the Dragon and Water, but it does not resist Dragon, which we have Dragon Claw. So they're going to be backing out, realizing, yeah, they were getting cornered. And good game. Moving on to our next opponent here, folks. What is it going to be? And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the drone footage of the moose yesterday. It was incredible that it was there. I was like, oh, I didn't have it with me, the drone, so I went and got it. Right after that, I was like, there's no way. I'm not going to record this. Anyways, we're met with a bad lead here. This is going to be a Talonflame. Yeah, this is horrible. So no Lapras with us either. Going for another Rocks. I think we double shield this. If we do, this is... I mean, I'm not going to say it's over, but man, if they shield this, it's not going to be good. Yeah, how are we going to pull this off now? Getting to the cross chop. They swapped. So they retreated with their Talonflame with energy. Bring in a Venusaur to catch the cross chop. Very well played. We're going to go ahead and bring in our... I was going to say Venusaur. Charizard. And we're going up against a clone Venusaur, which is pretty funny. And unfortunately, we had a CMP tie there, so I'm not going to hit any bubbles so we can gain a little bit of farm before we take it out. Shieldless battle on both ends. They're bringing in a Swampert. We're going for the Dragon Claw here. Could have went up to the Blast Burn, but I didn't want to risk it. I just did not want to risk it. This thing is too squishy. And they're getting to their Hydro Cannon. They built up extra energy here, so we got to have to play around this. So what we're going to have to do is catch, but unfortunately, even at that point, I don't think we can pull this off. But at least we might be able to see a clutch catch. Here we go. Beautiful. It's always so satisfying doing this here. So despite that, the Talonflame is still in the back. We don't have enough energy. This is a brave bird. We were so close to crunch. Hey, it is what it is. We tried to pull that win off. Couldn't quite do it, but it was still a fun game and good game. On to our next opponent. This is fine. They're right. This is perfectly fine. And they're going to be swapping into Melodic. I was kind of thinking about what I should do here for a moment. All I knew was, well, it's kind of an obvious thing. I suppose I could stay with the Machamp. But I'd rather just swap into the Granbull here. Absorb the charge move. That's fine. Charm it down. They'll bring in the Escavalier. And we'll simply... I think we go close combat. Because we don't want them to farm us that much more. So that's another strategy we've talked about in the past. Is going for moves that give you a debuff on your defense. So you can go down faster and they can't gain that much more energy. Bringing in the Charizard, they instantly swap into their Shadow Gyarados here with Dragon Breath. Now we have to look out for Aqua Tail. So we're going to get that off and swap into our Machamp here. We're still holding on to 2 shields, going for Cross Chop. Because Gyarados is squishy, it is flying, but this is still going to be... I mean, I think that would have been enough to KO it, to be honest with you. So they're shielding it up using their last shield. We're going to also do the same. Now, why did we do that? Because counter's doing so much and we want them to use their energy here. Go in with Charizard, getting a little bit of farm, and we're basically going to win this battle here. I mean, obviously, the Escavalier is not going to be able to do anything. I suppose if they got through an Aerial Ace, there's an Acid Spray. All right, very nice. And we're taking the win. I mean, Steel and Bug just simply does not have a chance up against Fire. Unless they get that Drill Run Through on a Pure Fire. So we're going to be seeing a swap into Machamp, bringing in the Granbull. So that was 1, 2, 3. Wow, that was 3 charms. Rock Slide and down they go. Wow. And somebody was asking, why does the Granbull need to be XL if it doesn't necessarily need to be XL? It's because this one has horrible IVs. Just a weird experiment. It's just a weird experiment. What the hell, I'll just say it. It's kind of some weird things I like to do when you just have Stardust to throw away, right? I know a lot of you are struggling with the Stardust, so I'm just kind of hesitant in saying that, but sometimes making weird things is what I need to do because I have such an audience. for you guys to see it, right? It's like, whoa, what the heck is he doing? Let's definitely see this thing, right? Anyways, we're getting 2 shields here, swapping into our Machamp. We're looking just perfect. Gonna go ahead and go for the cross chop here. Taking out the Obstagoon, in comes the Venusaur, and down goes the Venusaur. We're taking the win. Alrighty, folks, last battle. We're gonna be met with a Dragalge. Bad lead. Good. That's exactly what we want to see. Alright, swapping into Charizard here, and we have to look out for Aquatail. We've had plenty of experience with the Dragalge. The thing is stinking good. So they're bringing in a Lapras. We're going to go ahead and go for Blast Burn here. Nice neutral damage. Shadow Blast Burn is ridiculous, as you can see here, doing a ton of damage. And we're going to go ahead and let this go through, seeing that we have, well, the Machamp to farm this thing down and start getting the advantage on them. Hopefully, let's see how this works. Can we farm it down? All right, perfect. They're going to be bringing back Dragalge. They have 2 shields. We're going to go Rock Slide more than likely. We're going to get a shield and then swap into our Granbull. It's not completely super effective, but it's Shadow Charm. So basically, this is normal damage with it, right? And they have a XL Ferrothorn in the back. So I had to start calculating what I need to do. We're going to go ahead and go for the close combat here, getting the last shield. They're going to be farming us up quite a bit. They're certainly not building up to 1 charge move here because they know what they need to do. Build up to about almost 2. And take us out there. There you go. Next one, what are we going to do here? Well, shield this up. The Dragalge has energy. If it gets off a charge move at this point, it probably will KO. So I just said, the heck with it. We'll use our last shield. We will be able to win CMP here and then take him out with Rock Slide. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and check out my new channel. Thanks for watching and take care, trainers.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!